Hey, what's up guys? Welcome to another episode of the Dojo Rescue TIMA, the Institute of Martial Arts. Phil, Eddie, Graham, we're back again.
Oh man, he's charismatic. He's charismatic, this guy.
We're talking about a sales process, and this is sort of video 2. We talk about the overall process of taking a client through from being a lead to a paid client. But in this particular episode, I want to demist and debug and maybe just throw to your attention on the different types of trials out there that are done. You know, 7-day trials, 2-day trials, 30-day trials, paid trials, get straight into class. Like, let's have a conversation about what we've seen work, not work, what we do, all that sort of stuff.
Phil, you're gonna break the internet with this question. This,
There's a lot of people out there doing a lot of different things, which is cool, right? What works for us might not work for you, and vice versa. But
I think all works well and attracting people, but what they sadly forget and they miss is how long do you keep them.
Yeah.
We have done a ton of stuff that has attracted massive volume of leads and numbers. I know there's some great guys in this industry that are, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of leads. My question is also, how long do they stay once they actually get in there? Because if you do a paid trial and everyone's raving about, wicked, I got 500 paid trials, that's pat on the back, you're doing a great job. But do they come and do the trial? Do they become a paying client? If they did become a paying client, how long do they stay? Because that's the thing where I would much rather service 100 paid trials or 100 free trials or whatever, knowing that out of that, 80 of them are going to stay longer than that 12 months or that 18 months or that 24 months, rather than I'm going to service 400 of the same paid, free, whatever, and they stay around for 1 month or less. So that's always a challenge in this topic here is, okay, 1, yes, how do you attract them? But 2, I'd love you guys to maybe even have a look at your own data. How long are they staying?
what about you, Eddie? I know it's good having you here, not just for your knowledge in business and marketing, but because you are had been through the process quite recently with our way. Like, did you do a trial? Did you test it? Did you, before how did
Eddie's the exception.
He's like, sign me up.
I am an exception because I'm not your typical customer.
Yeah.
So I just purely on a customer basis, I size up and I actively purchase everything that I purchase. So I'm not like your typical customer, but it is key in the process to have that onboarding, warming of people post-purchase, right? Mostly because they are purchasing on brand, usually, right? With a little sales tip over once they've come in and done their little trial. But it is really that first month, right? It's super key. 90 days, we sort of talk about 2 months, right? And in that 2 months, they're actually going to build relationships with people in the dojo, with their sensei or their trainer. And for me, building that relationship was quite key, right? Sad times, since I will. Right? So that for me, it is the relationships. That's what's key. And then also, obviously, consistency with the message that we've given them through sales. Right? So in that onboarding process, I guess, with our onboarding process, making sure they're turning up every 10 days at least, right? And if they're not, getting some sort of automation in place to help them with that, those types of
So what about, Phil, over the years that we've been doing this sort of stuff, we've played with, and going back to the early days, we used to be 1 month free. And that was great. So tell me the pros and cons around that. So let's just kind of go through a little bit of the list and try and do pros and cons. And Eddie,
low risk. Is the first one, really.
I think first and foremost, whatever you do, you should have a stock standard that you do. All right? Because then you are going to have promotions either side. All right? There are going to be changes and exceptions. As you always say, systemize the process, customize the situation, depending on the promotion or the person. But let's go back to many years where we said it was 1 month free trial, where they would come in and they would do a whole month of classes. And the good thing about that, is in our particular style and how we were doing it, at the end of that month, they would, if they did a full month, I guess, from start to end, they would be getting that tip on their belt. You know what I mean? So they would have had some sort of recognition or step in the journey towards this feeling of what this may be. So the good thing is you build a long-term relationship, the brand recognition, and all those type of things. I find that the issue or challenge there is sometimes that even those who have no want to join will just use it up anyway. You know what I mean? So therefore, you're catering for this person who's just all right from the get-go is like, I just want a month free. Well, and they dojo hop or whatever, and that happens.
One thing that also we find is difficult for a small location, a small school. Let's say you've got 10 members or 10 people come in and they're on that trial process for that month. Catering for 10 in that limbo zone, a little easier. When we've got 100 in that 1 month limbo period, that's a hell of a lot of resources that we're putting towards a process that we're still unsure about yet. And when you look at ROI, return on investment, it's important to make sure that if that person is ready to go, well, let's make sure that we can get them into the automated grading system where we have all the rest of the remaining staff that are just instructors and all the rest that can put their attention to that. Because the sales area and the consultants there, that's a limited staffing that specialise in that space. So having more and more and more, and if we were talking about, okay, let's say we had 100 trials in 1 month, and then the next month you've got another 100 trials come in, you're now having a lot of mixed muddied water here of trying to keep people going. And we said in previous podcasts, Eddie, you know, the customer experience, the customer service there, if you start dropping the ball because we're mismanaging this, it can be very, very difficult to convert them across.
Yeah, it is the biggest challenge, I would say, in acquisition is systemization. Post in the prospect stage. So not in, like we break them into leads. So people who have sort of contacted to ask some questions, that's a lead, right? But prospects are people who are coming in to find out about joining, right? So that prospecting phase can be super dynamic. People come in, I'm away for a week, and I come back in again. Oh, someone just walked in and joined up. Where'd they come from, right? Obviously they came from somewhere. They've got to have seen us on advertising or have come in before, done a trial or a brand spacing event or what have you. So yeah, it is a dynamic process and it has to be systemized. That's like the massive key, right? And then customized when they come in.
So boys, for both of you guys, paid versus free, what have we seen in the past? I know, Eddie, we've got you doing a bit of both, and Phil, you've done this for years.
Look, I personally think your stock standard should be a free trial. I personally think that should be a stock standard.
And what's our time frame for our free trial?
For us, I guess, what do we do? We say 7 days, and within those 7 days, you can probably, you could, but we wouldn't recommend training every day. We're sort of, asking them to train 2, possibly 3 times, depending on. But I would say what we're trying to do is looking at a timetable and going, well, here's the week, here's all your classes. I recommend coming in on Tuesday and Thursday, so they've got a break in there. So it's
and why is 7 days opposed to 14 for us? Like, why have we done that?
I don't know. You tell me.
All right, so it's like, I don't know.
Get the 2 trial classes.
Yeah, well, look, over the years we find that 14 days, that's when they start to feel the aches, the pains, the bumps, the bruises. It becomes a bit of a challenge. Whereas when they're fired up and you've got that, the sizzle, everything's still exciting, that pumped. Of course, they haven't gone out of the honeymoon period. So
I would also say, like, most people know if they're interested or they like it or this is for them within the first 1 or 2 classes. You know what I mean? And as we've said, systemize the process. That's the system. 2 classes, then join up. But they're not ready. They come sit down. They say, "Hey, look. So did you enjoy the class? These are the fees. This is what I recommend. How are you feeling about this?" And they go, "Look, I'm not too sure. Like, I don't know if I just, feeling a bit sore or I didn't know this." Like, look, how about I give you another couple? How about I give you another week to trial it out? You know what I mean? And I'm going to really nurture them through that next phase. And say, look, let's book another appointment at this date, and we'll see how you go.
So, Eddie, what about the free versus the paid stuff that you do? What is the paid really?
Yeah, so I agree. The free trial's got to be your staple, right? And usually we put it on the website because it's just always there, right?
They're more for your prospects. Like I said, they're actively coming like, "Hey, I'm not looking for to pay, but I'm like, hey, what's going on? I'm interested in martial arts. Hey, here's a trial."
In their mind, it's a try before they buy.
Correct.
It's the final stage of risk aversion, right? But we have run free trials as an offer, right? So when we talk about offers, there's really 3 offers in martial arts. One is a free trial, 1 class, 7 days, 14 days, right? You could do short paid trials, so 10 for 10, like 10 days for $10, and they'll usually do 2 classes in that anyway. So it's very similar. $9 for 3 classes, this type of stuff, or 14 days with a uniform for $29, this type of stuff, right? And then you have longer paid trials or little short mini programs. So it might be $69 for 6 weeks, something like that, right? But all of those things are essentially a try before you buy. We have gone away from the free trials as an offer to leads, to generate leads, rather than to introduce prospects, right? So there's that's the differentiation. The free trial on the website, or if we ever did an offer, would be to reintroduce a prospect or to introduce a prospect. Yeah. But we really want short trials just for lead generation. Yeah, so you can vary it up. You can have a little bit higher paid trial that's short, like $29, including a free uniform. You can't do that with jiu-jitsu because the uniform's like just a cost. Yeah, it is above that. So it wouldn't work with that. You might do them no uniform trial, right, and short paid still. But that's the breakdown. And those offers are literally for people to go, oh yeah, I'll try that, right? But if you go free, you literally get the tire kickers, right? And that's why we've gone away from it, because the 14-day free trials, you'd have people going, right, I'm going to come and do 14 days of martial arts. That's the program. I'll come and do it and go. Yeah. And there are people with that mentality, and we don't really want to. We can use it as a reintroduction of a prospect. So if we had a prospecting list and we've converted a whole bunch of them, and there's a few that have gone on holiday for whatever reason, they've drifted out, they've got injured, they're going to come back in, we could reintroduce them, those prospects, with a 7-day free trial.
Yeah, cool.
But not, and the website is that essentially. It's introduction to the dojo.
So, guys, I know that as we sort of come to the end on this one, we will also have this pool of, stock standard one, which is our go-to, and then a few of the different options because of the different audience or environment we're in. So, for example, we do some stuff that's online, we do some stuff that's internal, we do some stuff that's external in regards to our marketing and our lead generation and stuff like that. For example, like we have a 1-month referral campaign going on at the moment. It's 1 month free. So again, that was internal. That is for that particular audience because it's a gift to their student and away you go. That's not for external. So you can see here there's not one magic bullet that certainly fixes it all. I think you need to make sure you've got, as Phil sort of pointed out, your bread and butter, your staple, the one that you go to that is you're known for, and then customize depending on the audience or the people you're trying to attract in.
Yeah, I believe that what gets someone over the line is going to be different for everyone.
Yeah.
So I might see 1 month and go, geez, I don't know about that. Or 1 week go, you know what, I just want a week, give it a crack.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that might appeal to me, whereas a 1 month might appeal to you, or a $29 offer might appeal to George over there behind the camera.
Just to add to that too, it's like our referral offer, even though it's a month, we will generally hit them up after the first week and say, hey, by the way, you're loving it, you're having a great time, do you want to continue? Let's just sign now and you'll start paying that month's time. So it's not like we'll wait to the end of that month. It just, like you said, that could be that little bit of an attraction for that person to come in, and you've got them in the process, they're experienced in the system, and then you just work through it.
100%.
Yeah, you want to heighten their involvement in that period. And uniform is the typical way to do it. Just to go, okay, cool, you've got your $50 for a month offer, or whatever offer it is. Did you want to grab a uniform as well while you're at it so you fit into the class? Yeah, perfect, right? Not to say that they're not going to fit in without it, but they will feel more part of the community. And all those little things you can do, hey, come to this little event, or have a chat after class, or meet this person, that's all going to make them feel more engrossed into the community and heighten the involvement, essentially.
Awesome.
So guys, that wraps this episode up. We talked all about the trial classes and what you should and shouldn't do. Well, not really what you should and shouldn't do, just our experiences with trial classes. At the end of the day, do what frickin' works. Do you know what I mean? Like, if what you do works, fantastic, do it. Put it in the comments wherever you're watching this. Say, hey guys, this is what we do, it works really well. Or, you know what, this sort of doesn't quite work for us. Open up conversation, guys. You've got the TIMA Business School, which is a closed Facebook group. You can access that from our website. We've also got some free courses and some training for you guys at our website as well, tima.com.au. And guys, gentlemen, that's a wrap. So we'll catch you guys next time on the next episode. Ciao.